Just do business.
We're here. We're here with the most prolific entrepreneur, business person that y'all will ever meet in the whole world. Let's get it started. Just introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ammy Koed, and I am the founder and CEO of Koed Renovations and Design.
Okay, so when you said renovations and design, can you just go like, okay, what will be like your title per se for your company?
So I'm a general contractor. We are mission-based. All projects that we help develop is community-based or creative-based.
Creative base.
Yep.
Okay, so take us back to like your upbringing with your family or how you got to this. Because when you're dealing with designs, you learn certain things from your mom and your dad and your upbringing. Like take us back to like even your culture and how you were raised to how you connected the dots.
Okay. I come from two immigrant parents. They are from Thailand. They immigrated here while in the 80s, and they're both entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneur. My mom had restaurants. My dad did export, import, just materials and goods. I don't think I learned much from them as far as design. What I think I carried on from them is more of the entrepreneurship tools that they shared with me.
Okay, so when they came here in like the 80s,
Yes.
what was like the city they landed at?
They landed in Los Angeles. That was their first stop. Migrated to Los Angeles straight from Bangkok, Thailand. My mom started working as a waitress, saved up enough money to open up her own restaurant. And that was, I guess, what she always wanted to build. She had restaurants in Thailand, but they closed that down to build their dream out here.
So did you ever like go to another city or anything to like how did you, were you like when you were growing up, were you looking at like the landscapes, the buildings, the construction of it, the design, like how did that dot connect? How did you know?
Oh my gosh. To be honest with you, I never had a one-track passion or one-track path that I wanted to take. So just throughout the year, learning myself, learning my abilities, learning my flaws, and really getting to know what I'm capable of naturally without trying and nurturing those abilities a little bit better is what, kind of led me into this field. I took a risk. It wasn't anything that I thought I was great at. I just knew I was creative. I love to micromanage. And I love seeing things develop from ground up. And so I just explored, asked around, found a mentor, found someone I can work under and really learn the field. And that's how I got into construction. I worked for a GC and kind of learned the ins and out of a construction company and learned that, hey, this is something I wanted to do. So after working for the GC for about 3 years, I started my own company and took on projects that were more aligned to my mission, which is more creative support and community-based support.
Now, when you said something very important that a lot of, some young children in high school, college students, even people who are like in their 20s, going into their 30s, in certain areas, people need a mentor to help improve what they're trying to accomplish in their goals. Now, I want because it's so hard to find a mentor these days. It's not like back in the day where you could a mentor just slip and fall, and right into you, bump right into you. Like, was there any skill or any way that a person could kind of find a mentor? what is the way? How do you find a mentor? That's I really want to know that.
I'm more spiritually based. So even within my business, I am depending on my spiritual self to guide me versus my mental self. So to find even a mentor, I remember just praying. I prayed and asked the universe, God, whoever you talk to, and I prayed for a mentor to help guide me in my path. And she popped up. I ran into her through another mutual friend. I went to look at a site that my friend wanted to develop and ended up meeting my mentor, Sherry. She's a developer. She has a mission-based company also that does development for communities. And so, yeah, I prayed for her. And I think within business, I don't know how other people build their business, but I couldn't have done it without me building my spiritual self first, and the business kind of followed. And I really didn't go looking for it. I just kept working on myself, kept gaining the tools that I needed. And once I felt like I had the tools and the ability to do what I wanted to do with myself, then I prayed for another entity to come and kind of guide me on how I can utilize those tools.
So like when you first met her, was it my thing is like, if I was going to meet like a mentor, right? Like how would I go about that? Like, is it something that y'all go for dinner, lunch? How do you cultivate the mentorship?
Our relationship was super organic, so we clicked right away. We had the same mission. We wanted to help the community. We wanted to help other creatives to be able to sustain their career or their essential living. And so I think it was a natural bond, and we just, I did ask her out for lunch. I was like, look, I really want to partner up and I really want to learn more. So do you have, time? I would love to sit down with you and see what I can learn from you and share my tools and see what we can, use that for. And yeah, so I was very upfront, but I think the most important thing is to be organic, be yourself. Don't be afraid to share your flaws so that people are aware of those flaws so they can understand and know how to properly function or work with you. That's the most important part.
Now, okay, what was your first project? Like, what was your first project like? Whether it's design, whether it's building, take me on a trip to like, what was your first project? What was the pros? What was the cons? And how did you get into that first project?
So my first project was through the GC that I used to work for. It was a small residential, a full gut out. So we rebuilt a 3-bedroom house. So I prayed for the right people, opportunity, and places to be in my path. And a friend of mine called me out of the blues and asked if I was able to help him with his construction company, to kind of help him on the back end, to oversee the projects, all the office stuff. And so I said, yeah, of course. It was definitely under what I wanted to get paid, but at that time, I think it was just the opportunity that I saw more valuable than the actual compensation that was given at the time. So I took it. So my first project, I went in, we talked about kind of my background, my experience with construction. I really didn't have any, but he was very willing to teach and, give me ample time to kind of teach myself and do my own research to try to get up to speed. But the first project was a residential project. It was a 3-bedroom house, a little 3-bedroom house in the west side of Atlanta somewhere. I don't remember where, but so that first project really helped me understand what my strength was, what I wanted to do, what I enjoy doing, the process of building, and yeah, that was my first round of kind of learning.
Great. I'm about to get into some of the meat and potatoes here, man. Now I know a lot of people are like, so that first project, what would you say the numbers was on that first project? Like that first project when he gutted it out and rebuilt it, what was like the numbers? Like you could give a ballpark, it don't have to be the exact numbers. Because you know, the people that want to go into, like, I'll say this, the younger generation, right? They see the Bentley, they see the artists with the money falling to their ear. They see the sports players, like knowing the numbers. Oh, LeBron James, he got $100 million contract with Nike. The reason why I feel like sometimes that like the younger generation don't want to go into like certain trades or certain fields, because for one, they don't know the numbers. They don't get to see it, the exact number, you know, or they just don't know that you can make money doing this. And like we're speaking on a first project. What do you think that GC? What do you think the numbers was with that contract?
The budget was about a little over 150,000.
You heard that? 150,000.
He probably, I mean, I was just managing the project, but as a GC, he probably made a good 60,000, 70,000 from that project.
Y'all heard that?
One project.
And that's one project. See, this is what I want to get out to the youth. And just to understand, there are different avenues when it comes to business. Don't get me wrong. I watched LeBron. I listen to music, Jay-Z, but it's different avenues and different places where even the young girls. Let's speak on that. Do you feel like young girls feel like they could become a general contractor like you? Do you think they think it's a man's playground?
Of course.
Talk about it. Did you have to fight?
Oh my gosh, I'm still fighting.
Break it down for me.
That's an everyday fight until our society fully shifts over to, I guess, implement more balance within our corporate world. But yeah, I'm in a male-dominated industry. I work with 99% males, which it should probably be like an incentive for young girls to want to work in this field. You get to work with men, you get to tell them what to do, and you get paid for it. It's kind of a good give and take. And so, yeah, I don't think young girls even consider this field as a field of possibility for them, just because they don't get to see women in this field. Once again, the only reason why I'm in this field is because I'm willing to take risk. I don't care how big the risk is. If it makes sense to me, it feels good within my spirit, I'm going to take the risk. And so, yeah, I want to be able to, I guess, show young girls that this field is so much for, I mean, it's just not, you know, you don't have to be a GC. You can be an interior designer. You can be a person who stages the properties after we get done building it. You can, I have sub workers who are women. I try my best to build a team of women, even as trades. I have, tile girls. I have paint girls that work with me. I have drywall girls. So I try my best to employ women as much as I can within this field, so that we can grow and develop more women into the industry.
Now, how did you get your unique style? Because I seen a lot of your work. How did you create your unique style? Where did you get your sense of style from? Because your style is that's the beauty of a woman's touch, because it's like even with, I'm not gonna say most men, but like even with your GC style, like you will see, like you can see the smallest speck of something to say that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Like, right? So and you're like, oh, you're making me better. You're making this person. Like, how did you what made you become such a stickler for like design and creating? Because evidently it makes you the best though. You get what I'm saying? It makes you the best when you just be like, when you pay attention to detail. So like, how did you become like that?
I don't think I try to. Is really me just enjoying and loving the process of my path. And when I'm building something, I'm really enjoying the little pieces of components that go into place to make it happen. And so when you're passionate or when you like doing something, you're gonna pay attention to the detail. It's not an option because you want the result to be the best it could be, it can be, right? So yeah, you just kind of pick up on those things. That's why it's so important to really stick to the things that you are naturally good at, or you enjoy doing without much thought or effort, because those are the things that you're here to do. And we tend to chase after the financial gains, but I promise you, like, if you just chase the things that you're good at and the things that you enjoy, the money, the compensation comes with it. And it's not an easy path, because you're gonna be tested in the beginning to see how much you're willing to sacrifice and how much compensation you're willing to sacrifice in the beginning to gain the knowledge, to gain the relationships, the opportunities, so that you can, walk your path. So yeah.
Now, you went into the next question in a sense. What is your most challenging obstacle that you think in being in this world as a general contractor, be project managing a whole projects on top of projects on top of projects? Because I got one time you was running like 10 buildings. So what is the obstacle that because we're about to go into these obstacles now. What is the obstacle? Especially dealing with people.
Oh man, obstacles. I treat my project like it's life, and it's gonna sound really childish, but life is a game to me, and every project is a game. So I make it fun. Obstacles are challenges, they're not obstacles to me. When you're playing a game, any game, right, like your video game, you're gonna come to a challenge or a way to earn extra points within the path, and I just see obstacles as that, extra points that I can earn or extra treats that I can collect. So yeah, to me, obstacles are a part of life, a part of any project. We have 10 to 12 crews working in a project to develop it, and so within any development, you're gonna have to deal with people problems, logistic problems, all types of problems, and you're just going to have to find a way around it and problem solved, and not let it get to you and not allow it to be an obstruction to your path. And if you're able to look at it like that, I think it doesn't matter what obstacle comes up, it's gonna be there. I promise you that. Obstacles will be there. So yeah, look at it like it's a game. It's part of the game. You gotta figure it out, how you get through the challenge.
So I gotta ask you this question, right? Because I think this is a big question for even business across the board, right? This is probably the hardest thing why some people don't want to run their business, right? And you probably know what I'm about to go into. I'm about to go into sales, right? How do you obtain leads? When you're running a business, how do you go about leads, or do you think a person should go about getting leads?
I think that goes to business model. Like I said, my business model is spiritual based, and it sounds crazy.
No, it don't. Keep on going though.
So I don't find leads. I don't chase after leads. I don't market myself. Like I said, the only thing I chase is my passion, whatever it is that feels good for me to do. And to me, that's my lead. You know, that guides me into the next project, or that guides me into the next client when I'm just chasing the things that I want to do and the things that I enjoy doing. But I know people have marketing strategies and all that. I don't tap into that.
So what is like what is some crucial tools? What is in your tool belt that you think a person going into this business need? What are some of like the crucial tools? Like people person?
Master your craft. Really take the time to continue to research, study, ask questions, have as many people around you that are more advanced than you, and just be around them, watch them, be a part of their project, even if you're not getting paid for it. Volunteer yourself. Just really engulf yourself in every aspect of what you want to do. That is the biggest tool. Just go full force. Don't hold back. Don't think about the money. If you're able to sustain your essential living, of course, we live in this physical world, so we have to have a roof over our head, food, all that good stuff. But as long as you're able to provide those things, all the essential needs, you should be more concerned about chasing the value within the opportunity and not the compensation.
Now, it's another one too, man. I'm going into all the obstacles that people will say, hey, well, I work for, a project manager, GC, but now I want to run a company like you when I grow up, or, I want to go into this field. How do you hire? Like, what is, because, that's a tool, that's a secret weapon. Like the hiring process, is that spiritual too? How do you know that's the person? When you hire, when you subcontract, when you find that person, ooh, I need the sauce.
I hire my crew, and I've built my crew in these past years by going back to spiritual. If something feels right, if the sub or the person I'm working with enjoy the process of their work, that is the most important thing. It's not the start or the end of the project. It's not the finished product. You want to be able to enjoy the process. That is the most important thing, or else, it's just another job, another business. But when you're mission-based, and to also throw this in there, because I don't want people to think like being mission-based, you're not getting paid, right? So yes, in the beginning, there's sacrifices that you're going to have to make to get those opportunities, to get to the right people. But the end result of you chasing your passion and your mission is compensation, is a lot of compensation.
Right.
And so just, to give you an example, the project that we're in right now is a 7-figure budget project. I'm probably making 6 figures from the project. So it's not that I'm saying that money isn't important or compensation for your hard work isn't important, but what I'm saying is that shouldn't be priority. That is the result of your hard work, and it's gonna come if you just concentrate on chasing your passion.
Wow. So, speaking on passion, what do you? Hold on. Let me reverse. I got a question to ask you because you brought up relationships, and it's a real. It's not a sneaky question. It's not a surprise question.
Okay.
Being a woman in a male-dominated field, right? Do you find that dating, like being around a lot of men, I'm not prying into your business, but do you feel like if you meet a guy somewhere, right, and you tell them what you do you think they'd be a little bit skeptical to say, well, I want to keep you home because I don't want you around this man, and I want you to be submissive in the house, I want to take care of you because I make this money and I don't want you to be around a lot of men, per se. So tell break down what's going on. Have you ever ran into that?
Yeah. I think that's normal, and I think that's just where we are in society, I think that's that's normal for people that aren't chasing their own passion. But if I was to date anyone at this point in my life, he would definitely have to be full force within his passion also.
Right.
And I don't think this would be an issue, because if, say, my partner the other way around was working within an industry that's female dominant, but that was his passion, I wouldn't think twice about it.
Right. Well, see, you're the exception, because some women don't like men working in a female-dominated industry. You know, they run into obstacles when it comes to business. You know, they would rather them stay in a business where it's like it's less. It mixed, but it's deep. You know, so I do understand. That's why I asked that question, because being an entrepreneur and especially being a woman in this world and going to marry and going to date and things of that nature, I do know that some men, I don't want to use the word, they be a little bit I use this word, they be a little intimidated, because you make your own money and you're making great money. So I'm not saying every man is like that, but I know some men want you to be at home, they want you to fix the meal, they want you to, not saying they don't want you to work, but in certain business professions, they like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it either. Don't get it wrong. Like I definitely believe in a partnership where it's equally yoked. I don't mind being at home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of my partner. I don't at all. That's not something I'm against. I'm just against not following my own passion and dedicating all my abilities and my time into being a partner. I also want to be my own individual self before I become a partner. So I'm all about partnership. I love it.
I love it. That was a great answer. Now, what what do you think are the skills, because you have some people that growing up, some people are energetic, some people are lazy. Like what's the skill in the contracting world? What's the skills to make or break the business? What do you think? Give me some.
Flexibility, consistency. I think that's going to be the biggest strength that you should carry within this construction field. Consistency and flexibility.
Now, what's the flexibility about? Please tell me. Please tell me. I
like you
know.
said, flexibility, because in construction, the process of developing is problem solving. Things will come into your path of development to make you find other path, or to make you find other ways of doing it. So you have to stay flexible within how you think, within your problem solving skills, within the people that you incorporate into the process. So flexibility on knowing that everything is changeable. I'm not an architect, so architects are a little bit more precise. They're a little bit more strategic when it comes to their process. And so when I'm on site and I'm building and I'm actually putting up walls and running ductwork, there's things that are going to come into play that we didn't account for, and you have to be flexible with that within how you problem solve those things, because it's not on a plan. What are you going to do?
Right. I'm glad you said architect. Now break it down for me. How do you secure a project?
How do I secure my mission-based project now? Like I said, my mentor, I kind of just follow her lead a little bit on how we get projects.
Okay, so when I'm saying securing a project, let me clean that up for you. Okay, how do you get, where does it start from? You come here as the GC, you survey the property, then you call the architect. I want
Gotcha.
So break it down then to the wall guy, to the network engineer, low voltage, to the electric. Break that.
Gotcha. So the development process. So my mentor finds a property, a rundown property that we need to renovate. Me, the architect, the architect and I would go into a property, do a walkthrough, kind of take notes of everything that that we need to do. We sit down and kind of come up with an overall plan, kind of strategize on the bigger scopes on how that renovation looks, and then at that point I hand over all the design, all the creative thinking, all the strategic thinking into the architect. And so they come up with a blueprint, a plan on the propose of the renovation and also the existing condition. And then we would take that plan and get it approved, get it permitted by the city. Once the city approves, then I, as a GC, would coordinate all the subs and all the different scopes that needs to be done to get us started. And once that happens, I bring in all my subs, we do a walkthrough, I show them around on exactly what their scope of their duties are, and we order materials, get materials dropped off here, and the subs start their demo and they start their build out.
So like, when you walk into a place, right, it'd be like scary and dungy. So who is the next in? Okay, y'all are the first in command, right? Y'all are the first in line, right?
Yeah.
Like surveying first. So okay, who do you call? Like, this place is grungy. Who do you call the like a demolition guy? Like, how does that go? Like, to where it gets to the electrician? Like, who starts first? Because y'all started first. Okay, who starts second?
So I myself, the architect, is the first person on site, and then after that, it would be all my crew at that point. So my demo guy would come in first. So I have my demo and cleanup guy. That is the first stage to anything, even within this building. This building was built in the 40s, and so when we came in, it was tragic. And so first crew that came in was the demo and cleanup people. Yep, that's always the first crew in.
And so so like the demo guys come, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get ready, because I gotta find a demo guy to talk to. So you can be a demo person as well. You see, it's different. Y'all gotta know that it's different feels out here. Look, you got the general contractor, you got the architect, you have the mentor, the investor, I would say.
Developer, investor, yep.
That's 3 people. That you may not have heard of or might not know of, because they're not wearing a shiny chain or a shiny suit. But
they're getting paid. Please believe.
Right. See what I'm saying?
Please believe
but
they're getting paid.
Like the demo. So the demo guy. Okay, for some of the people that don't know what a demo guy is, So what a demolition guy do?
So my demo crew, I don't have a woman demo crew yet. I'm working on that, but my demo crew is an all-male crew, and what they do is they are the muscle. Usually they come in, knock down walls, they clean up stuff, take things apart, take out mechanical that no longer is needed or doesn't work anymore or isn't within the new proposed plans. They pull out things, they knock things down, they demolish anything that is not needed.
So, okay, when the demo guys knock that out, do they throw it away outside in the dumpster, or that's a separate, is it another position, a clean guy, or?
Usually my demo guys does the cleaning too, so we'll get a dumpster, it's called a roll off out here for them. Usually depending on the project, but we just get a couple roll-offs, they start demo, pulling, framing, drywall, ductwork, whatever it is, CMU, cement walls, all of the above. They toss it out and put it in a dumpster for us, and then a dumpster company comes and haul that off. So that's another business.
So that's another business.
Yeah, and they make so much money, these dumpster companies think about a traditional renovation project, you're gonna be required at least, give or take, at least six to 10 dumpsters.
Right.
So that's about 600 to 700 a dumpster.
And this is, so we got the 1, 2, 3. So we got 6 different people inside of one business,
and we haven't even started the actual renovation. This is just the prenuptial agreement. The pre-development.
Right, the pre-development.
Yeah.
I had to bring marriage in there. But because it's a money thing, right? Now we go, we clean it. Who do you bring in? Like, do you bring an electrician, a plumber? Like, are they after the demolition?
So after demo is done, then all my what we call MEP, mechanical subs, come in, and so you have your electrician, your plumber, your low voltage, which is all your network, internet, and then you have your HVAC.
Wow. More different categories.
So that's 4 subs right there.
That's
4 different companies.
Yeah, 4 different, and just one commercial area. Different businesses connecting with each other. Now, question about that. How do you operate with every different personality? Like, do you like kind of like adapt? How do you do it? People want to know, because people be scared of that. Like, this person, oh my God, I want to hide. How do you understand the psychology of every different personality you run into?
Understanding yourself.
Understanding yourself.
That's gonna be the most important. When you understand yourself and when you're genuinely just comfortable within yourself, it doesn't matter who or what type of personality you have to deal with, because they're going to be able to feel your energy, that you're genuine, and everything else can be worked out from that genuine place of understanding, of respect, of compassion. And I have sub-workers that don't even speak English, and the fact that I'm able to still work with them and us having a language barrier will tell you that it's about having an authentic connection with people. And once you have an authentic bond with people you work with, everything else just flows.
Right, and that's a good thing. Like when you say like adjusting the personalities, right? And you spoke on earlier about like dealing with the city, because like this is something that you just can't just fix without approval, right?
Yeah.
You have to get approval. Now, how do you adjust to code changes? Like with the city, with the state, with the government? Like, how do you go about that? Is that something where that's the flexible part? Like, how would you go about it?
Yeah, I mean, the architect would be responsible on making sure that we're up to code and that all the plans are spec'd out according to the current code of the city. But even within that, you're gonna have engineers and architects and city inspectors that don't really get along. So one person might feel like they have the authority over another person to make decisions. And so, I think not having an ego about who you have to report to or you have to get approval from. I think people sometimes mistake that being your own boss. It's like everybody wants to be their own boss, but even when you have your own company, when you're your own CEO, you have a boss. You have someone that you have to report to, that you have to consider their input. So my boss, let's say, would be my developers, my clients, the city themselves, because I have to look to them for their authority. Right. And so
the customer.
Oh yeah, the customer is your biggest boss. Right. And so just not taking offense to that and really understanding that it's all about accomplishing the mission. So regardless of who you have to adapt to or the type of personalities you have to work around, the mission is to get the job done. And so if you don't, if you're not too, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the opposite word of flexible?
I would say stagnant.
Okay, yeah. If you're not too stagnant within the process of trying to be right or trying to have the last say in things, then it's just part of the process.
That's deep. So in business, right? People preach, right? multiple streams of income. Do you believe in multiple streams, like stocks, do you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe in investments. I believe that once you get a certain amount of liquidable assets, you should definitely invest it, and so it can continue to work for you.
Okay, see, I'm going back. See, that brings me to your home country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself? This is gonna be a beautiful question. I'm gonna praise this question myself. Do you see yourself developing in Thailand?
Oh, I would love to.
Do you see yourself?
I would love to.
Like, what is your ideal development in your home country of Thailand? Like, if it's something you would want to put there to build, even if it's you building a strip mall or whatever, what would it be?
Well, Thailand is still a little underdeveloped when it comes to like infrastructure. So my concerns is not too much about advancing infrastructure if I was to or when I'm able to contribute back into Thailand. My concerns would be providing more essential living, essential infrastructure, houses, homes, schools, hospitals, things that are not where they need to be within their system. So that would be my concentration a little bit more. Here in the US, I mean, your essentials is already there. So we're trying to better your living situation or better your work situation. But I think just providing them the minimal essential would be my concerns or my concentration if I was to do that.
That's a great answer. Now let's go into, we spoke about your journey on how you got here. Like, okay, what is your like small term goal, like short term goal, long term goal? So where do you see yourself in like the next 2 years? Like with projects, with construction?
Where do I see myself?
2 years from now, because I'm gonna go long.
That's still really long for me, but yeah. Well, seeing how I already have like big projects lined up, I'll probably be still stuck in these projects in the next 2 years. So the project that I probably will still be in the next 2 years is going to be our College Park development. So that development is a 3-phase development. We're putting up a 60-unit apartment building. We have a 3-story co-working space and living loft for artists, and we also have a building that they're going to be utilizing for nonprofits and women of color to be able to have office space. And so yeah, that's where I'm going to be for the next 2 years.
Now that project, what do you think? Because when you say a project like that, right? What do you say, like, and you don't gotta give a specific number. How much is a building like that, or just to go into a project like that? What is like a ballpark amount that you think?
The whole project, all the 3-phase, we're probably looking at around over $8 million.
And just developing the project, just not the building itself. No. That is the budget to renovate or to build out these properties, not including the land, not including the, all the people you're gonna have to pay of, pre-development, of financing and all that good stuff. Not including my fees either. Talk your talk. Talk your talk now. We spoke on that. I'm gonna circle back around to that, but I want to get back to the point of, now we're looking at, I'll say 10 to 15. Like could you see that far?
I can't.
You can?
No.
Okay, 5.
Okay.
5 to 6.
5. Okay, 5. I can do 5. 5. I do have plans on developing an app. So within me working, in helping people within the community and especially artists, and I came up with I would be in app development or software development at that point.
Right. That's a good look. That's a good look. Like, you know, I wouldn't want you to give out your app idea to because it's no NDA. And somebody might come. You know how they do, man. They'll see the video and they'll take the idea before it becomes into fruition. You be like, that's my idea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just an app. It's a cool little app that will help us kind of build better relationships within our society.
Right, propel. Gotcha. Now, I want to go into, got a couple more minutes, but I want to go into, we spoke about the business, we spoke about the field, we spoke about like the work. Now, do you think, how do you think you could get the younger generation, like what are some ways in your mind that you could get the younger generation to go into this field of trade or even in this business? Do you have any like ideas, like go up to the school or go to different, how do you think you can get people to, you know, transition to this line of work? Whether it be an electrician, whether it be a network engineer, low voltage, or just contractor, general, how, you know, because it's not shiny. They don't know the numbers.
Right.
So do you think that like I said, you're supposed to pull up to like a school or something on career day with the Bentley, with the Ferrari? Like, you know, how do you think you could get, because they're not even preaching that in schools for real, right? How do you get that transition? Because it's only like three things you see in certain communities and cultures. You see basketball, you see music. Okay, so that's sports, music, right? So that's entertainment,
sports. Yep.
And and I think like you'll see a doctor because it's well known, right?
Mm-hmm. Doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, but you don't see the other. How do you think we could go about that? Like, I'm a young person. How do you think you could reach out to me, and what would you think you have to sell me on this? I really want to know.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how to convince anyone of anything, right? All I can do is share my path, my journey. And I mean, I'll tell good points. The good points is you get to work for yourself. You have freedom. You have creative freedom. You get to choose and pick who you work with, how you work, the times you work, the day you work, and you get to pick and choose on how much you get paid. And that alone, like if I was 16 years old and someone would share with me that I would be able to work for myself when I want, how I want, get paid the amount of money that I want, and do the things that I love, I think I would consider the field. But I didn't know that was a case. You know, I think construction when I was young, number one, I thought it was a man industry. Men are in this industry. There's no room anywhere in there for a woman. And I think...
See, you just, like, you even said it, like, even just to speak to the young girls, you thought that it was just a male-driven industry. Mm-hmm. So what was the secret sauce to going in there? Like, how did it attract you? Like, that's what I'm looking for, that part. How did it attract?
Nothing attracted me. My spirit guided me into this path. Like, I got to a point where I was working on myself, and something within me just said, this is the path. It was nothing attractive.
Because it's not an attractive
business.
It's
not until you're in it, until you're making six figures, until you're building up, you know?
Business until wow, that's the punchline. It's an ugly business.
Until you're in it.
Till you making six figures.
Yeah.
It's an ugly business until you making millions.
Well, it's an ugly business until you're in it, and then you see that you're making six figures. You see that you get to pick and choose who you work with. You get to see, you know, the projects come alive, and people enjoy it, and people love the outcome of what you've built. So these are the things that you don't see until you're in it. But you got to take that risk and kind of,
but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to that. I'm trying to make it beautiful so they can see it. Like, how do you get the ugliness?
The beautiful part is the freedom. The freedom within being able to choose what you want to do and how you want to do it and get paid for it. That's the freedom. That's the beautiful part.
That is the beautiful part.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we said it's an ugly business until you're making six figures, until you're making millions. And I'm trying to, and I know because I see it, of course, because of being an information technology network engineer and working on a project, you bringing me onto the project, right? So, it's just making it beautiful so they can know it's beautiful.
How do we make it beautiful?
That's the like. How do you make this beautiful for the younger generation, or for people to be like? Because Damon Dash. And I don't know if you're familiar with Damon Dash. Okay, he said he doesn't hustle on crowded blocks, right?
Okay.
And the crowded blocks is all the shiny things. Not saying they're making money over there too.
Yeah.
But how do you get the balance? Like, how do you get because let's be for real. The baby boomers are getting older.
Yeah.
We need the millennials, the Generation Zs, and like your younger generation too. And you figured it out. It's just like, wow, how do you get people to come on so you can mentor them in a sense to make it beautiful? You get what I'm saying? I know this is a startup.
Right. I mean, hopefully someone would hear my journey and be interested in it, but more or less, I'm happy. And I think that's the most, that is the most attractive thing to me in this field, is that I'm able to create a life that I'm happy with, a life that I am enjoying every second of the day. I don't have to dread coming into work or be drained for someone else's purpose or someone else's cause is what I want to do. And if I drain myself out, it still makes me happy because the result is going to show. So, other than making the money and being able to buy what you want, go where you want, do what you want, how else can it be more attractive than that? Like,
right,
that's it.
All right, let me ask you something too, right? Because we're going to bring the fashion here. What is your fashionable attire for being in? Because every place they want to know. Every place has a dress code. What is your fashionable attire? Like, what is it? Is Gucci, Prada, or is it a regular shirt? Is it button? Like, what is your fashionable attire for a place like this? What is your uniform?
Yeah. So I love fashion. So actually, when I was younger, I wanted to go into fashion, but I just love all creative aspects of fashion, and that's why I think I even bring it into the design aspect when I build out infrastructure. But so I don't wear my luxury items onto site because I'm working. So my go-to, I do my denim on denim.
Okay, so that's it. See, we want to know your uniform.
Yeah. My uniform is literally denim shirt, denim pants, and I just wear my sneakers, whatever I want to wear, my NDMs or my Chucks, my J's, whatever I want to wear for the day. But for the most part, I am denim on denim, and my friends all make fun of me for it, but it is comfortable. I'm around materials that will ruin your clothing. It doesn't come off. So like drywall paste, paint, epoxy, it does not come off. So I would hate to have that on my Chanel and not be able to get it off. Yeah.
Now,
okay. Because you can still look cute.
See, that's what I'm
feel good about yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
but you gotta be reasonable and be logical about where you are. It's being appropriate.
Yeah, because people who wants to work in certain fields, they want to. What is the dress code? What is this? What is that? Okay. Now, what do you think is one of the most special projects? See, I know you, so can I speak on one of the projects you worked on before?
Yeah, of course.
Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King Center. You know, like just me imagining what Martin Luther King did for the world and people in America, and his mission and his goal to bring every culture and every race of people together in harmony. How was it working on the Martin Luther King Center? Is that one of the most special projects you worked on, like coming in? Were you a GC at the time? Or?
No, I was still working under my GC at the time, so I managed the project, but that wasn't under my company. But yeah, I oversee the whole project, and it was very special. Being able to even meet his daughters was life-changing. I think I just appreciate being able to even have the opportunity to work on a project. It's a historical landmark. People travel from all over the world to come see the MLK Center. So, just really also feeling like I'm continuing to support his mission and his fight, his legacy that he left behind, and being able to contribute my tools and my ability into that, and making sure that those things are well preserved was an honor.
That's what's up. Like working with Martin Luther King and working on a project like that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, do you have anything you want to add to the content before we wrap it up? Is there anything that you want to say, like like your company's Instagram or
No, I'm not for marketing. I have so much on my plate. I don't care to market, but I will say, I hope that someone watches this and understands that their path doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to even be in this field, but consider every avenue, regardless of if it makes logical sense. If you continue to build yourself within your spiritual self and continue to make sure that you're always authentic within who you are, I think you can find your place within any field and be very successful and make the money that you want and have everything that you can ever ask for if you really apply your full passion and ability into it.
Wow. Thank you for giving us this knowledge.
You're welcome.
Thank you for telling us and breaking down the details on construction, contracting, how you meet a mentor, how you develop, how you build. Because even for me, when you speak just on the mentor side, I think that's like a challenging aspect to find the right mentor. And
it's also a challenge, I think, in our society to be okay with having a mentor. I think a lot of people feel like...
Hold on, please say that again. Do you think people like, I don't want a mentor?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
People don't like to feel like there's someone that they have to listen to or get advice from. And like, if you're good at what you do, most of the time you're gonna feel like, hey, I know everything, I got it. But believe me, like, even with all the tools, all the education, all the degrees you have, you need someone who has walked your path before or is walking ahead of you in that path to guide you. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to have that blessing, to have someone as a guide. Think about you going to a new city. A mentor is literally your tour guide within that adventure. So why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want, the right guide, the right book, or the right knowledge to help you maneuver through that path is so important, and it makes a big difference.
the mentor is your tour guide.
It is. Tour guide within the game. Like I said, back to me seeing life as one big game is your mentor is the what do you call, like the cheat sheet, you know, the thing you unlock to, like, you know, like when you play Mortal Kombat, right? You can go into like what do you call that? Like
the finisher.
Yeah, the finishing move, right? So you got to go into the specs to see like what buttons to press to really hit them with the finishing move. And so it's the same thing. It's like your mentor is literally here to give you the finishing move, to give you the buttons, which buttons you need to click, which, you know, so why wouldn't you want that? And I think a lot of people turn that down because they don't want to feel like someone is above them or knows more than them. But in life, the less you think you know, the better you will become. And that's
your mentor is like your cheat sheet, your finishing move.
She is
to even get into the $1 million deals.
Yeah, she got me into my first $1 million deal.
Okay, so we're gonna go into the $1 million deal. I think we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
Okay, so how do you? What is the head space you have to be in to go into the $1 million deal? Like, okay, like, is it anxious? Is it like, how do you get there? How do you get to? Is it spiritual, like you said?
Yeah, it is. That's the crazy part. I didn't chase it. It just came to me, and I kept being persistent and consistent within wanting it, within believing that I deserve it, within believing that I'm capable of it. And once I started building my tools within myself spiritually on how I see life, how I deal with people, I prayed for that next step, and that's when she came in and she brought me into my first 7-figure project. Now,
before we close this off, because we got to this is millions of dollars, right? How many projects have you worked on at the same time? Like, okay, this is $1 million project here. This is a 150 project here. This is how many, like, do you do restaurants?
I do. So I work with also a restaurant group on the side.
Big money. I smell it.
It's not the money that the reason why I work with them.
But I know, but that's big money. Go ahead.
So I build restaurants, lounges, bars. But my limit is I try not to have more than like 4 projects running at once. So I have 2 projects that are in the 7-figure budgets and 2 projects that are in the 6-figure budgets.
Gotcha.
And so I try not to take on more 4 or 5 at once.
Right, because that was like one of my last questions, and you basically answered it for me. You said you don't try to take on as much as you can chew.
No, not at all. I don't even take on as much as I can. I take on as much as I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, we could go for hours.
Because I want to enjoy the process.
Break that down.
Yeah. I want to enjoy the process. I don't want, if I took on projects according to my capacity, I'd probably take on 7, 8, 9 projects at once. But I won't enjoy the process. I won't be able to take days where I just come in here and look at the little details to make sure that it feels good and that the people that are occupying the space would be comfortable or would love certain details within the project. So I take on as much as I'm comfortable with. And my comfort level is always fluctuating according to what my priorities are in life. So if my priority this year is for me to work in myself, then I know that I need more time off. So that means that I'm not going to take on 4 projects. I might take on 2 projects and make sure that I have time to go on my hikes, go on my trips, go into my meditation courses and really, invest in self-development.
Self-development. Oh my gosh. You're
self-development over everything.
Because you said trips and you said, so, okay. Tell them how important, because we spoke about the business side, right? We spoke about this, but to me, you're speaking on the reset, working hard, because we didn't touch on that. You still have to reset when you're working on these big projects.
Absolutely.
Still gotta clear your mind.
Yeah, you gotta balance yourself out. That's, even though it's work and I enjoy the process, I still have work to do within myself also. And that has nothing to do with these projects.
So like, is it meditation? Is it the balance?
Yeah, it's meditation. For me, it's meditation, spending time with my family, going trips. I do, like one-off trips. I don't have a partner, so I just kind of travel, meet new people, build different bonds and relationships that are very platonic, that are very meaningful and very, very intimate and full of substance. And so, that is my priority. So if that's my priority, then I have to kind of manage my projects according to that priority. But like this year, I feel like I'm in a great place within myself. I've worked really hard these past 5 years on self-development, really getting into this place where I feel whole within myself. So I'm taking on, a lot more projects because I'm able to give more into my projects.
Thank you, Ammy Koed.
Thank you.
Man, this was amazing. I learned a lot from you today. Hopefully, the audience learned a lot from you. Thank you for being a blessing to a lot of subcontractors and hiring people and giving people an opportunity, small businesses an opportunity to be greater. And you help a lot of people find their path. You with your personality, you give people chances that sometimes they wouldn't be able to get, and bigger companies would get those chances. So I want to give you your roses for even bringing me on as a network engineer, doing the low voltage, being the IT person to connect the dots for you. We gotta give you your roses for that, because you're a game changer, and you're adding value, and you're spreading your purpose to a lot of people, whether you know or you don't know. But I know you're spiritual, so I know you know. But I just want to close out on that note. We're giving you your roses.
Thank you.